kayfabe was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, we are the generation that you make your rules and we will break them.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe Agent.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is the Kayfabe Ave livecast.
The podcast.
Or is it the Kayfabe Ave podcast?
Or is it the livecast that's a podcast?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't know where we at.
Well, since Rock's baby left him, will he find a new place to dwell? Well, it's down at the end of Jabroni Drive at...
Never gets old. Never gets old.
So what do we have on the plate today? What do we have on the table?
We are talking about NXT War Games. Oh,
War
my
Games
gosh.
2.
Like, I mean,
Those
just...
Well, not only War Games, we're also going to recap Survivor Series for you guys.
Yep.
You know, of course, recap the highs, the lows, what made it good, what made it bad, what could have been better.
We're gonna up those downs. Sorry, sorry, Simon. That's gimmick infringement. Sorry. But yeah, man, we're gonna start off with NXT, and then we're gonna roll on over to Survivor Series. We're gonna get over the Survivor Series. Maybe I had a little flip flop. Maybe I just watched it 2 times and had a different opinion.
Yeah, so,
You know,
We'll talk about that though. Let's
Yeah.
start off with NXT.
so NXT had
flip flops.
4 matches.
4 matches, but
Yeah,
But-
big
dun dun
butts.
dun.
The debut of Matt
Well, not really the debut.
Riddle.
What was the NXT
NXT
takeover?
takeover
The takeover
debut.
was- Bruh, the king of bros, Matt Riddle came out. Matt Riddle said, "Listen, bro, I think I need a match." He didn't really say it like that, but that's effectively what he said.
Well,
Cassius Ohno came out.
actually, it started at the pre-show.
Oh yeah, it did. Because
They were both Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle both ended up on the pre-show, and you know Cassius Ohno kind of made some smart remarks, and Matt Riddle took him up on the challenge.
He's been subbing Matt Riddle for like a month now. You know what I'm saying? He's been
Right.
coming at Matt Riddle on NXT for like a month now. So,
That's not a surprising thing right there.
but I'll tell you this: if their intentions was to make Matt Riddle look like a star, they accomplished that.
Succeeded.
Okay, he came out there with the bro trigger. I made that up.
The bro trigger?
That's the bro trigger right there.
It's called the bro trigger?
It's not, but that's what I'm calling it.
That's what we're calling it?
It's the bro trigger.
Hashtag
Bro trigger. You heard it first on the Kayfabe
Hashtag-
Ave livecast.
Hashtag bro.
Hashtag bro trigger. What you seen at NXT Takeover, NXT War Games, that was the bro trigger. You heard it here first, and that's what I'm
Setting
deeming
trends.
it. Do you see me with my Jericho scarf on my Stone Cold shirt?
What?
All right, what? I said my Jericho scarf.
What?
My Jericho pants.
What?
My Jericho sneakers.
What?
My Jericho bracelet.
What?
My Jericho watch.
What?
My Jericho earrings.
What?
My Jericho lineup.
Okay.
All right, you get the point. But
You made Austin proud, boy.
yeah, so the next match we had was Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay. Hashtag Pirate Bay.
Hashtag Pirate Bay.
This
I'm
was
still not really sold on that goddamn pirate gimmick, though.
Why not?
Like, do we need Pirates of the Caribbean?
It's not.
No, don't go to add me to the list. It's too early.
I'm not going to add you to the list.
It's too
but
early.
I will. I like Pirate Bay. It's a little quirky, but you know.
What is the heel version of that? Is it literally like
The evil pirate.
Yeah.
It's an evil pirate.
She's gotta have
it's Johnny
tentacles
Depp?
You gotta have tentacles coming out her mouth and everything. You
Well,
haven't watched hentai yet?
Well, maybe now she's Johnny Depp, and when she turns heel, then she's the captain of the Dutchman. She was the Dutchman guy in Pirates of the Caribbean. You know the guy, the other guy. I forget.
Man, I have to rewatch those.
Yeah,
I
it's
fell
been a
off
while.
after like the second
Yeah,
or third pilot.
it doesn't matter. You know
What
why?
I
You know
did-
why? You know
That's
why?
more like
What?
I see you. But Kyrie Sane and Shayna Baszler had a rocking match. I mean, at the first,
It was really good.
Shayna Baszler took the first. She took the first fall.
I felt like she took that first fall rather quick.
She did because the other two horsewomen got in.
They started from the jump.
Yeah, they started from the beginning.
See, I feel like I looked away for a second and looked back up, and boom, we're already in the first fall.
Yeah, they interfered, so Kai got the first fall. But then they tried to come out again in Dakota Kai, who took Seth Rollins' name as the Kingslayer. So Seth Rollins has a Kingslayer taken away from him by Dakota Kai, has the man taken away from him by Becky Lynch. And
Who's gonna take the architect away from him?
who's
That's
gonna
what I
take
want to
the away
know.
from him? Yeah.
Who's gonna do that?
Because Braun tonight on Raw said that he's is Monday Night Braun, so it's no longer Monday Night Rollins. So yeah, somebody got to take the architect away from him. But
He that just says he needs to come up with more things for people to steal.
Yep.
I will say that Shirai Lowe hit a beautiful moonsault.
Oh my god,
That moonsault.
she came out full.
Gorgeous.
She came out full force too.
For real.
It was
Her
like
and Dakota Kai came out with that big boot.
it was actually Dakota Kai with the big boot, wasn't it? Yeah,
Oh.
That big boot.
She kicked the
she-
shit out of her.
it definitely looked like Charlie Murphy kicking the shit out of Rick James.
Holy shit.
You know what I was thinking when I seen that?
What? Yeah. I need more of that. I need a lot more of that. Dakota Kai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dakota. I like that Dakota. I like that. Yeah, Dakota. I like
That's
that.
a nice attitude.
I like that. I need more of that Dakota.
We need more of that.
But yeah, so and then, but all this distraction, Kyrie Sane had Shayna Baszler down. Now they got one fall apiece, and all the distraction. Kyrie Sane was about to hit the insane elbow. She did hit the insane elbow. Shayna Baszler had enough time to like move over slightly. She moved over just slightly, just enough for her to miss it. She took her and then rolled her over for the 1-2-3.
Side note: do you think Kyrie Sane has the best elbow drop in the business?
It's pretty insane. Like the way she jumps up and just catches. She's so small. The way she just jumps up and catches that height
Yes.
elbow. It's really.
I
awesome.
think it definitely rivals like Macho Man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good finisher.
It's up there.
It's a really
You know what
good
it is?
finisher. for her.
It's like that kind of like movement she does. Her legs are like all in the air, and
Yep.
just looks like she's throwing everything into that elbow.
Yep, she just free falls after that. She jumps in the air as high as she could and then free falls with the elbow. It's a thing of beauty right there.
So Kyrie Sane took the Kyrie Sane lost.
Yeah, she
Kyrie Sane
lost.
lost. Shayna Baszler.
It was from heavy. It was heavy influence of the Four Horsewomen though.
Definitely.
And I'm actually finally glad that they stopped fucking teasing them so much, and they actually brought them onto the show for once, and actually had them do something. I'm hoping this leads to the Four Horsewomen. Well, the Three Horsewomen.
because the fourth one's up.
Yeah, I hope the Three Horsewomen that are NXT start doing bigger things. Like, think about that woman stable. That'll be the strongest woman stable probably ever if they do it right.
Yeah.
If they do it right,
But we've never really seen the Four Horsewomen.
because
of
Becky,
WWE in
Charlotte,
WWE.
and Sasha Banks and Bailey, they're friends, but they're technically not a stable.
Yeah, but we've never seen them in WWE. We've only seen them in NXT. And were they ever like really like necessarily a stable?
Never.
They just deemed each other like they
Yeah,
deemed
they,
themselves the
you
Four
know what it is, because
Horsewomen, but-
they were the four pillars of NXT.
Yeah,
Once Paige left, who was left there?
yeah.
It was them four. They carried
I
that.
think-
Definitely carried the women's division.
I think wasn't Sasha and Charlotte part of like a group at one time though?
PC wasn't it PCB?
Paige.
Paige, Charlotte, Becky.
Nah.
Maybe.
I don't think Sasha.
I know Becky.
As a matter of fact, I think it was Sasha,
I know Becky and Charlotte are T Generation X.
Charlotte, and Paige in NXT, wasn't it?
Nah, it was Summer Rae, and I think they were
Summer
called
Rae. Yeah.
BFF maybe.
Damn.
I don't know, something like that.
Shouts out to Summer Rae.
Shout out to Summer Rae. But next match we had was Aleister Black versus Johnny Wrestling, and honestly, I don't know. This might have really like. This is such a good match. I really.
Before we even talk about the match, like just the build up
It
to
was
this,
monumental.
just the build up to this damn match,
That
like
was-
As we go along for
promo
months.
work, the packages, just legitimately, Aleister Black injured himself, but the way they weave that into like Gargano turning, not necessarily turning heel in his own eyes, but doing heel things, and going to the edge with Tommaso Ciampa, and then attacking Black, being responsible for that, and this match just had a lot riding on it as far as like the back and forth between Black and Gargano, and I think the winner of this match is definitely next in line for the title shot.
The commentary just put that over. After Aleister Black won, they said that Aleister Black is going to go after the NXT.
Tommaso Ciampa?
Yeah. I just want to say, I love the before when Aleister Black first came back to NXT, and it was the night that Nikki Cross said he's here. And came back,
he looked like an unstoppable monster right there.
Yo, he was just death. Death has arrived. When he came on set, just Black and just
he was kicking shit out the park.
boom,
kicking shit out the
left
park.
and right.
All right, but this match, so I thought Aleister Black is now 7-0 in takeovers. Johnny Wrestling is 1-5.
Johnny failure.
The funny thing, Johnny was the first person to make Aleister Black lose, so this was kind of like their rubber match.
Constant knees to the faces. Just it's interesting that Johnny Wrestling went from his outfit.
Wait, Captain did we even get into Matt Riddle knocking the shit out of?
Yeah.
Okay.
You okay, bro?
Yeah.
You right?
Man, we're talking so much. That's how fast it was. There wasn't much to talk about Matt Riddle.
Yeah, the bro trigger.
That's how fast it was.
We gave him his own. We put him over and everything. Yeah, the bro trigger.
Where was you, bro?
Yeah,
bro.
Johnny Wrestling mocked Aleister Black with the whole sitting down, all that, and then he paid for it because, man, Aleister Black with these knees, he was punishing Johnny Wrestling's face. He was punishing his face.
He's another one that gives Omega a run for his money when it comes to these knee strikes.
When he comes through, man, it's death. I love his jacket was just.
Oh yeah, his attire was actually the Death Tarot. Because if people don't know, every outfit that Aleister Black wears has a meaning on it, and the tarots are the clues to what those meanings are. So every single event he comes out in, or if you even look at him in a regular NXT, those usually give clues to his storylines or where his character is in the story.
It's very interesting that you say that because Johnny Wrestling has also, if you notice, back when he was face. That was quote
air quotes.
Air quotes for podcast listeners. He had Captain America, and if you notice, he started to go with the Venom. And last night he had not last night, but at Takeover he had the Punisher. So that's interesting that both of them use the outfits to represent where their characters are in wrestling.
Yeah, it's very shows you the dedication and work they put into their costumes and such, and the creativity.
I think when they do shit like that, it just gives the overall package of the wrestler better. Like
everything means something. Every little thing.
I think that's a big part of why a lot of wrestlers fail outside of like talent wise, because you can't have mediocre talent in the ring and then look generic.
Yeah, listen. Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage, like, of course they were great in ring, but their outfits, they look like a million, but they look like stars. When you look like a star, when you dress like a star,
and you know what's funny?
You look like money. Every you outfit smell like money.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But like, even Macho Man, like all that shit was tacky as hell, but it added to his character because he was just out there outrageous, madness, literal madness.
Trying to grab your attention.
It added to his character, and that's what Aleister Black does. Absolutely. So he came out looking like a demon with spikes on his shoulders, all that. It was pretty dope.
Aleister Black ends a match with 2 stiff black masses. I mean, these black masses were stiff.
You saw the spit coming out and everything.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So.
I think somebody's selling the spit on eBay.
Next match after this, we had the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, and NXT. Well, I know that. Of course, the champion came out last, but I wanted to do that because I needed to build the experience that came out first. He came out in the Hulk Hogan NWO Hollywood Hogan
Hollywood Velveteen with
life
with the Dream Over NWO shirt.
Yeah, man.
Now this is ballsy, and I was saying it when he was coming out. This is ballsy in this climate. The controversy going on with Hulk Hogan and the fact that a black man is wearing these attires and just blatantly doing his work and in a way bigging up Hogan. So I think
the second time he's done this too.
It's ballsy, because the first time he actually did the red and yellow
with the boa too.
And he did the boa this time too with the black and white. Mm-hmm. So this time it's the black and white. Like he's bigging him up, and it's ballsy as shit, and it just adds to Velveteen more.
That's what I need. You like Velveteen? Yeah, Velveteen. That's what I need. Need more of that, Velveteen. Need more of that. But Velveteen and Tommaso Ciampa tore the house down. I mean, these guys.
Those two are stars.
Listen, I'm watching this match, and I'm at this point. Like, I love Tommaso Ciampa. Don't get me wrong, but I want to see more for Velveteen Dream because no one has a character like him. Like, he's reminiscent of a back in the days Goldust in his prime.
Goldust,
and I feel like if they did big things at first with the Goldust character, but I think if they would have went a different route, he could have been heavyweight champion material. And I feel like maybe not so much because of the climate of WWE now, but he could definitely be IC title, United States title if he gets called up. And in this case, he should be NXT champion. So many close falls.
I don't think a lot of people didn't, and myself included, did not believe that Dream was going to win this match. But those near falls, I was like, oh my goodness, Dream's gonna win. Oh, Dream's gonna win. Dream's gonna win.
I was at the end of my seat at every second of this match.
It was a really good match.
Is the more you watch Dream, the more takeovers that pass, he gets more fluid in the ring. It's just
Dream was doing the big boots.
Hats off because
big boots and the leg drops like Hogan.
He comes literally from Tough Enough, so just to see the progress of that.
So
I mean, he might not have no memory of it, but we definitely witnessed it in Tough Enough, and to go from Patrick Clark, right? Yeah. To go from Patrick Clark to end up just like the way he is now. He has no memory of it.
So,
well, we do. Big ups to Velveteen Dream. But Tommaso Ciampa came out on the end of this as champion.
Yo, the Velveteen Dream was going for a cross body, and he hit him with just this huge knee. Everybody been kind of, I don't want to say, I mean, it's a common wrestling move, but everybody's kind of doing like these V-trigger-esque kind of things, and Tommaso Ciampa hit one of those on him. Velveteen Dream hit the big elbow. Then he went for the elbow on the outside. Missed the elbow on the outside. Tommaso Ciampa throws him back in, and he DDT'd him on the steel ramp. Like we're at wargames, so there's two rings, and he hit him with the DDT on the steel ramp that was holding the two rings together. And 1, 2, 3, Tommaso Ciampa wins the match, and he gave him a kiss on the cheek at the end.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. That was disrespectful, but I like it.
That is the greatest sports entertainer of all
More of that.
time.
More.
You know what? You know what I thought? You know what I thought when I seen that?
What'd you think?
Did you know what I thought when I seen that? You know what I thought?
What?
You know what?
More
you know what, Ciampa?
More of that.
I like that Ciampa. I like that Ciampa. He grabbed those brass rings. He just grabs those brass rings. He owns those brass rings. But after that, we only have 4 matches at War Games. 5, if you want to include the Bro Trigger. We got the War Games match. We had Ricochet.
Oh my God.
Dunne,
oh my God.
War Raiders.
Oh my God.
Versus the Undisputed Era Bay Bay.
Shock the system.
I mean, like.
Can we say ridiculous?
This match was so crazy.
This match was ridiculous.
From start to finish, this match.
Everybody as the chambers, the cells open, they're like clawing out, like trying to be the first one out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The
biggest spot besides that power bomb.
Oh,
the
biggest
entire cast of the War Games match are all locked in a move from the top of the cage.
Tower of Doom.
everyone is on top of each other. I forgot who was the main War Raider in the bottom that actually completed the powerbomb.
Hanson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Hanson. I'm pretty sure I wrote that on my notes.
This man,
the largest
this
power
man
dude
literally
of all time.
powerbombed the entire War Games.
What about Ricochet doing like a 650 from off the top of the
Oh
cage
my
onto
God.
everybody?
Ricochet-
Oh, beautiful.
Listen,
Onto everybody.
My only complaint about that was that he took too long to set that up, or whoever on the bottom was taking too long to set that up, because he was up there for like a minute stalling, and they was all gathering. Like,
Yeah.
they should have sped that up a little.
There
bit.
was a Bobby Fish injury scare, but he was alright. Triple H was on live on Facebook after, and he said that Bobby Fish was fine.
Undisputed Era had their own chairs.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. He proved exactly why he is the leader.
of the Undisputed
It was
Era.
like it was towards the end of the match.
First of all, for context,
oh gosh.
Adam Cole came out as number 1.
Oh yeah,
He started the match
I didn't
for
do
the
that.
Undisputed
Yeah.
Era. So, he outlasted everyone. He, held it down for the entire team. Everybody did their part. Everybody got a good spot.
Yeah.
And
I want to
the
highlight.
match was long. The match
yeah.
was like, what, 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
Probably like 35, 40 minutes, yeah. I also want to highlight how awesome Roderick Strong was when he came out. He took Ricochet and hit, oh my gosh, with these backbreakers. They call him the Messiah of the They call him the Messiah of the backbreakers for a reason. He just hit him with like 3 backbreakers. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it was just sick. Hanson at one time took Ricochet and threw him. He put him like he was about to body slam him, but he just threw him from one ring to the other one to break up a pin. You had the other War Raider jump on.
So, for viewers that don't know what the War Games match is, if you didn't watch, it's a throwback WCW match where there's 2 rings surrounded by 1 cage.
Yep.
The teammates get released every couple minutes until everyone is
5
in.
minutes, yeah.
Until everyone is in the match, and then 1 pinfall wins everything. So, I was saying one of my favorite spots besides the powerbomb is when they're all in between the both rings.
Ooh,
and they just start
like
talking,
looking at each other.
Yeah. Do they stare down and they get in the middle of it?
Everybody's
Yeah.
staring each other down. They just start teeing off strikes. And Pete Dunne was showing why he's the bruiserweight.
He's the bruiserweight.
Punching the hell.
Oh, yeah.
He's the bruiserweight.
Punching his way out that.
Yes,
Like,
he's the bruiserweight.
the match was great. We can't get into every single detail, but it was definitely worth.
You need to go watch NXT Takeover. You need to watch.
It was
War
only
Games,
4 and let's say a quarter
4
matches.
Yeah.
4 and a quarter matches,
I
but
gotta get my one.
it
per-
definitely
my
filled
one per
up.
show.
$9.99 a month.
That's how I felt after watching that match.
Yeah, it was 2.5 hours about pay per view, and
It was 2.5 hours of
NXT
excellent
always
wrestling.
utilizes their time. That's one thing I give the hats off. And speaking of utilizing their time, let's move on to Survivor Series.
Yes,
Because
it was
that's-
Survivor Series.
Let's start off on a positive note. Survivor Series was well paced
I liked it.
from
It was.
beginning to
It
end.
was well
Every
paced.
single match had its due. A couple people, in certain matches got eliminated fairly quickly, but every match did justice. And I will say, almost every match was good to great, and it was overall great pay per view.
I think I'll give it a 4.
Considering that the biggest upset of coming out of Survivor Series is that for the fans of SmackDown Live that say SmackDown is the A show,
SmackDown
they
is-
got swept.
Yep.
6-0 asterisk, and the asterisk is the pre-show where we had the tag team, the tag teams of Raw versus the tag teams of SmackDown. So many people to name.
Yeah. So it was the 10-man tag team match. The last 5 minutes of the match is what really got me. The Usos versus the Revival. Yeah? Usos versus the Revival.
That was pretty good.
You know how I feel about that? You know how I feel about the Usos Revival? Yeah. I mean, for real. I mean, it was a lot of different tag. That's what I like about Survivor Series. There was a lot of different matchups and tag teams that happened. It's like, ooh, I didn't know why that was.
One of the spots I want to call out in this match that I want to tip my hats off. It's something I've really never seen, at least not in WWE, and really I've never really seen it much. Chad Gable, German suplex. I forgot who he was suplexing. Jey Uso. Off the top turnbuckle.
Ooh.
To the outside.
To everybody.
Now, everybody was piled outside, but we've always seen these spots. Dives, flips, moonsaults.
But
We've never seen a German suplex.
Never German.
Hats off to Gable.
Hats off to all of them.
To all of them, yeah, because they pulled that off. That could have been dangerous. And, hats off to Scott Dawson from the Revival.
Yeah.
He was the one taking most of the hits all night.
Yeah.
Top
guy.
Yeah, top guys.
But who was the last two?
Flips.
Who was the last two teams in the? It was
Usos and Revival.
Yeah. That's a match we want to see.
Yeah, we definitely.
Outside of this, we want to see that.
Yeah,
there was another tag team matchup that kind of happened in this match that we wanted to see.
I can't remember.
Was it Revival New Day?
It was not the Revival and New Day. It was. Damn it! I cannot
BT
remember.
versus Lucha.
Hell no. I want the B team deleted. I want them to become obsolete mules. I want them to be dipped into the lake of reincarnation.
Yes. It's been a while since I've come out to join this gentleman at Kayfabe. Yes. Absolute.
Now, the one thing I was hoping to come out this match, although it did turn out to be a really good match, I kind of wanted to see the Revival come out on top.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah.
I feel like the Revivals deserved it out of all of them.
So, I wanted them to come out on top. I wanted a little bit more shine for certain stars. At the end of the day, it turned out good though.
Yeah.
SmackDown's one win of the night.
I would have loved it.
It did not count.
Counted. Yeah.
It supposedly didn't count because it wasn't on the actual live Survivor Series show. It was on the pre-show. So SmackDown hold this L as we start the rundown for Survivor Series.
And we get on to the main card. So it opens up with the Women's SmackDown Live Tag Team match.
Oh,
that's my intro voice here.
Oh, that's the intro voice?
That's my intro voice, yeah.
Okay, Smithers.
But I was, they had the whole, not even controversy, but we didn't know who the last woman was going to be.
We knew.
And then it was Mandy Rose. I like Mandy Rose, who's getting better in the ring, and I just like looking at Mandy Rose. But it was just like, I thought Nikki Cross was going to come up. I thought it was going to be maybe like a surprise. And it was just like,
I
Mandy
thought
Rose.
Nikki Cross was going to come up.
And I'm just like, okay. All right. So, yeah. Then we had the match. The match was fine.
Mandy Rose did pretty good.
My favorite part of the match.
I like her getting more aggressive and more
she's athletic. She's
I
in really
want
good
the
shape.
spotlight, because she can do a lot of things. And
when she puts it all
another
together,
person,
she's gonna be awesome.
Another person who came up from Tough Enough and improved vastly.
The dream has no memory of that.
Damn it! Give credit to Mandy Rose, man.
The dream has no memory of that.
I really liked when Sasha and Asuka got in the ring. Like they both slid in the ring. Like looked at each other at the same time. Like they just squared off. That was like one of the best parts of the match. That was really awesome. But the whole match was pretty much all to.
It was gonna be Soul Survivor Asuka
every time
versus Nia Jax and who was the other person?
The last
Sasha
match,
Banks.
Yeah.
It's such an asshole thing to do.
Right?
See, this is the thing.
Every time Nia Jax tapped in the ring, there was someone cheating on her.
Right now, how I feel about Nia Jax is.
Absolutely, undoubtedly, unquestionably, 100% completely suck.
Oh damn!
But
tell us how you really feel.
I feel like that until Becky's face heals. But right now, she subsided my anger because her heel work on Twitter, her heel work online is amazing right now. She's hashtagging Facebreaker to the point that all night they were referring to Nia Jax as the Facebreaker.
Yeah.
She's here talking to the fans, here talking to the fans, showing her fist. Oh, I was angry. I'm like, oh, I hate you.
Part of her gimmick now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna be like the female Big Show, just
You know,
knocking
until
people
Becky's
out
face
left
is.
and right.
Yeah. So obviously, Team Raw wins. Nia Jax pushes Sasha Banks off the top rope. Then Asuka gets her into the Asuka lock. She taps out for Asuka to come in. She hits Asuka with 3 leg drops, Samoa drop, 1, 2, 3. Asuka's
This is the thing. We in one of our past, I think it was This Week in Wrestling, when we was talking about the initial hit.
Yeah.
We were like, you know, Nia Jax is sloppy in the ring, which is a fact. Whether I'm pissed off at her or not is a fact.
Yeah.
She doesn't have much to give in the ring. So I'm like, Nia Jax has only 3 moves. And then I stopped to think, well, what are her 3 moves? And I'm like, okay, leg drop,
Yeah.
Samoan drop,
Okay.
and then I'm like,
A couple clotheslines.
is that it?
Lariat.
Is that literally her move?
No.
So she really just got the small drop and the leg drop. That's all she did to win for Team Raw.
Well, you know, it'd be like that sometimes, man.
That's all she did.
It'd be like
She
that
got the
sometimes.
splash, I think.
It'd be like that sometimes. So let's move on to the next match.
Okay, we can move on now.
I don't know if this is the right order, but the next match we're gonna go to is Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
I think that was the next match.
And on paper, what? You hear
And
Shinsuke Nakamura?
in ring, in my opinion, awesome match.
I mean, it was fine.
It was a good match.
It was fine.
It was a great match.
It was a great
fun.
match. See, and this is where
was fun.
we're gonna go back to that flip flop thing he said in the beginning of the
It was
show.
fine.
Initially, while we were watching it, he was reacted to it just like we were. It was a great match.
I never said it was a great match.
The problem you had wasn't until the pinfall,
Yeah.
and it was Seth Rollins once again winning for Raw.
I never felt like the
Burned it down.
I never felt like the match. It took off, but it never took off to. I never got emotionally invested into the match.
I think that's because you was doubting Shinsuke win from the beginning. You kind of knew where it was going with, but let's be honest. Even during the match, you were saying Shinsuke is really bringing strong style out tonight. He was. And Seth Rollins was Seth Rollins. He was burning it down. The secrets that they had to even get to the burn it down. If is that even what he's calling it now? It's the foot stomp, right?
Yeah.
But
Stomp.
you know the secrets that they had back and
Right
forth.
foot, let's stomp.
He's going for the Kinshasa, and you know, dodging that into a kick.
That last sequence was awesome.
Finally kicks him in the stomach. Boom.
I like the match. Though it was fine.
Like it was a good match.
I thought it was fun.
I thought this.
But you
finish
know,
was great.
Rock won. The Raw won. I'm still thinking about Nia Jax. I'm sorry.
Seth Rollins took it with the stomp.
For the Rock. I did it for the people.
And after that, we got a Lars Sullivan program. Now, this is different. Why is this different? Because usually with call-ups, they just come up, or they do it differently. They rarely ever
Use the vinaigrette.
use video
Vinaigrette.
packages.
A vignette, yeah.
A vignette, yeah. They very rarely use vignettes.
Sorry about that.
Vinaigrette.
So I wonder.
Yeah, I'm hungry. That's all it is.
I hope Lars Sullivan goes to SmackDown because all the Giants are on Raw. All the Giants are on Raw.
All the Giants are on.
Well,
Raw.
they proved that Raw was the land of the heavyweights last night.
I feel like Raw is like the heavyweight show, and
That's exactly what it is. But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The heavyweights run on Raw. That's why I think with this Brock Lesnar problem,
Okay, Dean Ambrose.
Take that title away.
Shit out of.
Let's bring back a light heavyweight championship. Put that on SmackDown.
It's 205 Live.
That is a cruiserweight championship. Light heavyweights incorporate people like Seth Rollins.
Honestly, I don't think they should be taking away any titles.
Well,
Light
let Brock have his title, so he, we don't care.
Just to
Let him. Matter of fact, let him have him. Let him have it. Bring the WWE title back to the A show, which is Raw. Well, according to them, with the 6-0 blowouts.
Matter of fact, that's what they should be doing with the Cruiserweight Championship, acting like that's the Junior Heavyweight title.
There ain't gonna be no Junior Heavyweight title in WWE. It's not gonna happen.
But anyways, back to the thing. Lars Sullivan.
We had that Lars Sullivan vignette. Then it wasn't really. It was a video package. We went on to what I think was the best wrestling match of the night. Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali for the 205 Live Championship. And good gosh, these guys tore the house down. If this is a prime example. If they give 205 Live more spotlight, this would have been awesome. Honestly, if the crowd was more invested into it, this match would have stole the night.
It definitely would have.
It would have, and I feel like that's why they need to kind of take 205 out. Or if not take 205 out, still have their show, but stop separating them. Stop bringing them to Raw and putting purple ropes. Just integrate them already, which they're actually kind of doing. They have the Lucha House Party officially at Raw stable. They have Leo Rush. They have Maverick, but we don't need them in manager roles on the heavyweight show.
Lucha House Party is off of 205 Live now. They don't wrestle on 205 Live.
Well, they do. They have a storyline right now with Grand Metalik and Maria Kanellis and the stable she's creating.
Yeah.
So they are still on 205. With TJ Perkins and
Mike Vells.
The new Kingdom.
I thought they left to
No. They have their first example for Maria Kanellis' new stable is gonna be against Lucha House Party.
Stand corrected. That's good. I thought because sometimes they're
integrating them now, but we need you know what
we
we
need more
need.
of that.
You know what we need?
What do we need?
What do we need? What do we need?
More of that.
We do.
Yeah, I like that.
We do. We really do. Damn right. I thought this was the best in-ring wrestling match.
Now,
I mean, these guys. He did a Spanish
Mustafa.
fly.
Oh
my
yeah,
God, the Spanish fly from the commentator's table to the outside.
That hurt my back.
Spanish fly, and when Mustafa Ali got thrown off the turnbuckle and literally hit the barricade.
That was a lot of this match.
There was a lot of big high spots. Like these guys are taking crazy risks,
pushing them off stuff.
I want to see.
They was trying to bring the spotlight over there to 205 Live.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They should because it has good matches.
I hope that everybody that watched it could see how good 205 Live is, because I've been saying it for the jump that 205 Live.
They just don't have enough time to build, and then the whole thing that happened with Enzo being champion and him being kind of the face, and then the whole thing that happened with him leaving and them trying to get behind Kalisto. Kalisto really doesn't have much personality. Let's be honest. That kind of was kind of stale. We haven't had a good cruiserweight run, I say, since Neville left.
No.
I'm not giving... Cedric Alexander is an amazing in-ring talent, but he's boring.
Yeah, but
he's boring.
He saw a good run, though.
He had a good run holding the title, but was it a memorable run? Will you actually sit here and say, this was one of the best cruiserweight title reigns?
I won't say that.
I'll put it in the top
say that
five.
I'll say that he had a good title.
He had a lot. Now I'll give Cedric Alexander credit where it's due. A lot of his matches was great. Even the match at WrestleMania. But that's WWE's fault. I'll put it on WWE. They're not booking 205 correctly, so they're not getting the chance to build character. But
they are
with being the champion, he was boring.
Yeah. But I don't think that his reign was forgettable. I'll say that.
Well, speaking of entertainment, Enzo Amore says when he left, he took the E with him. And he showed back up tonight, and he tried to actually invade Survivor Series. Not a storyline, not affiliated with WWE. This man literally bought a ticket, sat ringside, started his stick in the crowd, doing his little Enzo chats or whatever. This man got speared by security and hoisted out.
Yo,
Another high note of this situation was the hilarious WWE title that was redone.
Oh my god!
With Enzo's like print, what is it? Cougar print, leopard print.
Yeah.
yo.
and the real one logo.
Yeah.
Inside of his.
Oh man, it was so bad. Now, if WWE wants to actually give him a chance because he was actually innocent of what he was accused of, which was the reason why he got fired in the first place. If they want to give him a chance, this is a perfect reason. This is a perfect reason to bring Enzo back and actually build off of this TMZ shit.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen. You know what it is?
But you
it's
know
the
what?
Backstage, because he was a dick backstage. That's what it was.
But you know
And
what?
Like,
We
the
honestly
boys didn't like him backstage.
maybe not from Enzo, but we do need more people that's passionate like that. Because
He was just trying
let's
to get
be honest,
controversy
that was
for-
some attitude shit.
He was trying to get he was trying to do that because he was performing.
Speaking
late
of
that
attitude
night.
shit,
he was trying to get attention for it for
Tommy Dreamer is
it wasn't
like
for wrestling, so that's
we
why.
did. He responds to Enzo doing that invasion, and he's like, "Hey, we did it first," and tweets a picture of Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Paul Heyman at ringside with tickets.
Yeah, and that was about wrestling. That was Enzo had a show like a night after that or something like that. That
But
wasn't-
Enzo is trying to
that wasn't about
capitalize on the
wrestling.
fact that he has an album.
Man,
a
delete
trash
him.
ass
I don't even
album
wanna
coming
I don't
out.
want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah. Trash. You don't
I don't even want to talk
mess
about him.
with the Phoenix.
So AOP versus The Bar came up next, and this match was It should have been good. You know, because there was no build up to it, and I'm gonna skip right to the finish. There was only one person that thought this was funny. You know what I think we should do for the end of this match, pal? How about Big Show? Rap. Drake Maverick. And he picks him up. And he pisses his pants. Yeah, pal.
You gotta grab the brass rings.
Yeah, grab the brass rings. Yeah, pal. I like the brass rings. If you stayed quiet enough during Survivor Series, you could have heard Vince laughing. Okay, because he's the only person that was funny. It wasn't funny. It was stupid. You know what he deserved to get?
Vince.
You know what happens?
You know what happens?
Do you know what happens when you do really stupid skits? You know what? Hold up.
The thing is, this match didn't need any skits.
before
It's
I get
fucking
there.
AOP versus The Bar.
Exactly. Enough said. AOP versus The Bar. Now, besides that, it was actually a pretty hard-hitting match. These guys, especially Sheamus.
I
and
expected
Razor.
more though.
Yeah.
A lot more.
It would have been really cool if, like, we didn't need a whole men's invasion, but it would have been really cool if Shinsuke and Nakamura could have came over and knocked Seth Rollins' face
feel
off.
like-
If AOP could have came over to, like, SmackDown and just knock The Bar. Like, if we could have had some build, there was no build to this at all. They didn't speak about it, no promos, nothing. At least Seth Rollins and Shinsuke talked
they
about
didn't know. I mean, Seth Rollins' storyline with Dean Ambrose was spilling over into that situation, and the AOP didn't get the titles until last week. The week before
The
Survivor
Bar could have
Series.
said
go.
something. The Bar could have said something. The Bar could have said something. There was nothing. There was zero, nothing.
I mean,
There was
granted,
nothing.
with the lack of build-up, Survivor Series was a success. It
Yeah,
was
no,
actually
I'm
good
not,
pay-per-view.
I'm just about this. Like,
No, I know this
match.
particular match.
Yeah, this particular match.
But in general,
But the
like a lot
ending
of
really soured it for me too. The ending really soured it for me too. So the AOP ends up getting the win. They needed the win. I wanted them to win anyway. So
I feel
whatever.
like the Bar wasn't
Whatever.
100% in it though. You feel me?
I mean, the people like the Bar and AOP, they who never fought each other, they need time to gel. Because even Vest, look at Rey Mysterio when he first came back. That match with Miz was, it was okay.
Ooh, that is a good segue. So we getting to the men's Raw and SmackDown. Talk about people who gelled off rip. Well, people who did gel off rip. Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor gelled like off rip. Like soon as they like face each other, like that's somebody.
I can't wait for the cruiserweight tag team titles to debut. So hopefully can hold it on.
Let's don't hold your breath.
Yeah, don't hold your breath on that.
Let's get these women's tag team titles on the ground first.
Big facts. Or let's get that fact. Let's get that first. But Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. I mean, we already know who won, But there was some pretty cool things in here.
Like what?
Like when Shane McMahon tried to go for that coast to coast and Braun.
Oh my God! First of all,
took his head off.
This was good use of Shane McMahon. I was not a big, supporter of Shane McMahon even being close to this match.
None of us
but
were.
that was a good fucking use, and it made Miz character. Miz is just great.
Yes.
He's here. He'll get in a bad situation. Tag in Shane. Shane hit the coast to coast. Shane hits the coast to coast. Damn near kills himself in the process.
Yeah,
tags himself back in. Does some work. He gets in like a 1-on-1 with Braun Strowman. Tags himself out. Shane, you need to take this. They run out.
First off,
and Braun just shoulder tackles this shit.
The match starts off disappointing though. The match starts off disappointing because off rip, like literally 18 seconds into the match, Drew McIntyre hits Samoa Joe with the Claymore kick.
Listen,
and pins him.
Bro.
That didn't bother me. Drew McIntyre is next, and this man is going after the big boys first.
Yeah, you're right, but goddamn it,
he's embarrassing Braun. Come on, Claymore kick. If it was anybody else, I'd agree. But
yeah, no, I'm not
that's
mad
my boy.
about it.
That's
I'm
my
not mad
boy.
about it, but
Claymore kick.
Give that man a universal title run.
Soon come.
Yeah, soon come. So Shane, of course, ended up being the sole survivor on SmackDown. Well, the only one left. He's not the sole. Yeah. Well, yeah, he was the sole survivor on SmackDown, and he was up against Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Splashley.
Everybody knew it was over.
Bobby Splashley.
Splashley?
Yeah, he sweats so much.
Because he sweats so much.
Do you think he still smells like money after that?
Looks like money, smells like money, even sweats like money. Everybody sweats like Bobby Lashley.
Oh my God! I think that's why he has the headband. Boy sweats profusely. He has no hair to back that up.
Exactly. Even that headband's money, okay? $500 headband.
To hold up that much sweat.
Cashmere.
What you know about that? Nothing.
Word.
Look it up.
So what's next?
So after
Miz ended up looking like a good leader.
The Miz
looks like
looks like
they're going the face route.
What kind of twist?
But they need an antithesis to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And the way Miz is already doing this is again, people get up on Miz. If you're not already, get up on Miz. He's already doing his work on Twitter. He's already put out. I told you guys. I told you how Daniel Bryan was. I told you how he was gonna react. I said it from the beginning. Daniel Bryan ain't shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's already starting it.
Yeah,
he's already starting it. And you know what? Everybody's gonna say Miz was right. So when his hand goes up, everybody's mouths needs to go shut.
I like that.
So
yeah, I like that.
Next.
I like that, Miz.
More of that.
I just said that, Joe. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So after that, we get into what I think is the best match. I think Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali was the best wrestling match of the night. But I think
I know what you're talking about.
Is the best match of the night, and of course, I am talking about the Queen Charlotte Flair versus the baddest woman on the planet, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. And good gosh, I mean, I only do one per show. But I got to make it two. These two went at it. You would have thought this was like a legit fight watching it.
This was the greatest match on Survivor Series card. Period. There's no match that stood close to it. This was the best match.
That was like
this was the best match.
That looked like
beginning to end, and even the ending. But let's not get let's talk more. Yeah, let's open this up. First of all, they went in there with the momentum of the Becky situation. Ronda was fired up. You would have thought that they stole each other's money, or they owed each other something, or they stole each other's man, or something, because they were beating the shit out of each other.
It was really stiff. It was
technical.
wrestling.
It was technical as hell. arm bars rolling out.
Arm bars being reversed into figure fours, trying to soften each other up for their finishing moves. And during one of the exchanges, Charlotte ends up hitting Ronda with an elbow and busting Ronda's mouth open.
Ronda's just leaking,
Right,
which was a great callback to the Becky Lynch getting bust open. So it was like Charlotte was literally channeling Becky in this match.
During one point, Charlotte told Ronda, "This is my throne." Like, she pointed to the ring, like, "This is my throne," because Ronda was getting fired up. But what I said when I was watching the match was Charlotte was taking Ronda to school. This is the kind of match that Ronda needed. She needed a veteran that really knows what she's doing to really work her. And she was working Ronda last night. So good. We all wanted it to be Becky Lynch in the crowd, let it be known, but
this was the match we didn't know we wanted.
This is the match that we
know we wanted it, but not this soon.
No build.
We wanted Becky more.
A couple of days of build.
But we didn't know we needed this much. We didn't know we needed this match this much.
Yes.
I literally got goosebumps last night while watching it.
Keep that attitude.
Like, my hairs were standing up because it was like, this is fucking history. This is Ronda Rousey's best match.
Definitely Ronda Rousey's best match.
Ronda's best match, and Charlotte
Flair was bringing the pain. She hit her with the spear.
She proven this match against Ronda that she really is the queen. Like,
she is the queen.
She's really in line to be the greatest, and she brings the best out of everybody she goes against.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
We watch wrestling while talking about wrestling, and not Becky. Ronda's fighting, does an open challenge and fights Mickie James, and Mickie James is a vet. She couldn't get the match flowing, nowhere near close to Charlotte. Charlotte showed why she's a ring warrior, why she's a ring general.
Yeah. The psychology of the match was great. That's why it was the best match of the night.
That's definitely a number 5-star under Austin. She gets a whole 316 can. Because that match was awesome.
And towards the match, the commentators try to put it over as Charlotte couldn't beat Ronda. But the match is going either way. The match could have gone either way. If Charlotte would have beat Ronda, it wouldn't have been a surprise the way the match was going. It could have went either way. So Charlotte gets really frustrated. She goes out and she goes, stays out the ring till 9. Then she gets back in the ring, breaks the count again. She goes back out. Ronda Rousey gets so frustrated that she starts chasing her around. Charlotte Flair out of nowhere just pulls the kendo stick and starts beating the boop out of Ronda. I mean, she really she's swinging for the fences all on Ronda.
She not only broke one, but she broke two kendo sticks straight to the core.
She got a headshot. Everything. You ain't supposed to hit that anymore. But
Ronda got welts in her face, her arms, her legs, her chest.
Charlotte snapped.
Charlotte and the ring psychology and the storytelling in that ring, you see her getting frustrated.
And it makes sense.
Not being able to beat her, and then finally just snap. This makes amazing.
Sense, and they've been building this for weeks because after she lost to Becky and just getting booed, and she needed that. When Paige came to her and said, "I want you to be the captain of the women's Survivor Series team," you can see it in Charlotte's face, like, "Wait, I'm not in the." Like you said, like,
she didn't want to do it. That's the story going in.
She didn't want to do it.
She didn't want to captain the team. She didn't ask to be put in this match with Ronda, but the competitor in her, accepts all challenges at the end of the day. She literally is on the road to probably even be better than her old man, because she so far doesn't have that WCW mentality holding her back like Rick did. And
what do you mean by WCW mentality holding Rick back?
They shitted on Rick. That's not even a opinion. This is fact. Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff can't stand each other. Eric Bischoff claims he has respect for him, but he used to try to bury Rick.
No, I know that. But like, I didn't understand what you meant when you said like that WCW mentality.
Eric Bischoff was WCW.
So you mean like Charlotte Flair having that?
No, as in the mentality backstage and her booking.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
WCW booked Ric Flair into losing to nobodies.
Yeah.
They took the 16-time champion and pretty much made him worthless when he could have been the antithesis to Hogan or to any of those top guys. Maybe not a Nash, but you know he could have went toe to toe with any of the top NWO guys and had classics. Because it was funny the other day we thought about it. Yeah, NWO was groundbreaking. They had a lot of fucking changes and a lot of crazy backstage attacks, but besides the formation, what was the classic NWO match? This is a must-see NWO match.
The only one I can think of is Bill Goldberg versus Hollywood Hogan. But like, it was good because of the two in the storyline.
It wasn't good because of the match. I've seen that match.
It
wasn't good because Goldberg finally got the title.
Yeah, that's what. It was.
That's the only reason it was good. But was it a good match? No.
Exactly.
No,
just bell to bell.
That was when Hogan was on the way out.
And that's why I put the.
So going back to like Charlotte, she has the potential to be even greater than her dad, and she's already about almost halfway towards those titles.
Time will tell. But this is definitely the best match of the night. And now we're going on to the main event. Woo. Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan.
And this was exactly what I was saying for the first 10 minutes of this match. The first 10 minutes of this match was typical Brock Lesnar.
Took him to Suplex City. He took him
suplex, punch, suplex, pick up, suplex.
Don't forget the belly to bellies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And a random
punch,
F5.
suplex, belly to belly.
And he gave him an
suplex.
He gave him an F5, and he could have beat Bryan, but he lifted Bryan's head up. So Daniel Bryan we thought that he was going to introduce this new style of wrestling. Maybe he didn't get the okay from backstage. But yeah, like
Probably
you said,
not.
the first 10 minutes of this match was pretty much a very guided tour, very guided, detailed, street to street, corner to corner tour through Suplex City. Yeah. That first one was so vicious.
The crowd was dead, and when they did come alive, they were like, same old shit.
Yeah.
But then it all changed.
He went for an F5 and hit the ref. And then Daniel Bryan took advantage of that moment and kicked Brock Lesnar right in the balls.
So he took the Shinsuke routine.
Yep.
Hits Brock in the balls.
I think he kind of owns that now.
He won a title off that.
Yeah, he won a title off that. So
he kicked the shit out of his nuts.
And kicked the shit out of him.
Ends a knee in him, and Daniel Bryan just finally makes this a fucking match.
Yeah, he hits him with a running knee. He's going after. I mean, he's chopping him down. We were
instantly signing this.
He worked over Brock's legs so good with those leg kicks. Oh my gosh, you could hear them off of him. So we got a match. We're finally getting a match. And I like when Brock really works. Brock can sell, and Brock was selling for Daniel Bryan. He got him in the gas lock.
Towards the second half of the match, he definitely gave us something.
This is very much like last year.
You know what? I was like, damn, I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
I know Daniel's gonna lose. I know this going in, but the fact that he actually gave something to Bryan that made Bryan look good, I was like, bravo! Finally, this is all I want.
But some of those near falls, people did think that
Bryan was gonna win.
Yeah. Because those running
definitely
knees,
because he was even he did the face stomp. The face stomps that he did to AJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did it to Brock, and Brock ate a great two. Yeah. Straight to the face, like he was working the same side of the face the whole rest of that match, and Brock was giving the I'm dazed look. Like,
listen, Daniel Bryan was working stiff in that match.
Yeah,
both of them working
I
stiff.
thought he was gonna unleash this primal Daniel Bryan like fighting style that he was
because he came down to the ring
making
on all
up
fours
when
for a little bit.
when he was injured. He was trying to find a way to change his in-ring style, and
so
he was
actually
actually
take less bumps.
To take less bumps, but also, oh damn, technical difficulties.
Goodness.
But he, to take less bumps, but also he was using it against Brock Lesnar. So I thought last night was gonna be the debut of that.
Yeah.
And he kind of was leaning towards it. Like he was doing like this crawling. He was doing this crawling thing. He didn't do the yeses. He didn't do the no's.
Well, that's because he's heel now.
This
is a heel Daniel Bryan.
Long story short, he lost to a F5, obviously. But the greatest thing coming out of this was Daniel Bryan was smiling as the show was closing. He wasn't knocked out, laid out. He was smiling. So we're gonna see big things for Daniel Bryan. And
Brock Lesnar was visibly limping.
Yeah, yeah.
He was mad. He was all red in the face.
No, I don't think he wasn't mad. He actually showed like respect to Daniel Bryan. Like, you gave me a match.
He stopped at the top of the ramp before he went back. He just like was just standing there, just looking at Brock, like, just looking at Daniel Bryan, just like all right, I didn't expect this from you. Yeah. But I wish Daniel Bryan would have won. I really wish Daniel Bryan would have won. I think that would have made Daniel Bryan just look so strong. And if you wanted to keep Brock, if you wanted to protect Brock like they always want to do, just have an interference. But AJ, I would have had AJ Styles go there, but AJ Styles probably didn't want to be there.
I think AJ Styles is on a mini break.
But yeah, he's on a mini break, so I would have had
vacation with the kids.
I would have had Braun Strowman coming.
All right, so
that's what I would have done. But
how do you rate the pay-per-view as a whole? Let's give our ratings to this. Let's use the Austin meter and give our rating.
I would give it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
I give it a 4.
I agree with a 4. So.
Yeah, when I first watched it, when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah. But then when I went back and like watched some of those matches, I was like, oh.
I think what saved this pay-per-view was the fact that it was Raw versus SmackDown, so you really didn't need too much build of a storyline.
No.
There wasn't too much expectations.
Because you already knew what was going on.
But this was a good way to show that WWE can book with short notice.
Yeah.
This is one of the rare times that they book a good pay-per-view. And the funny thing is, people enjoyed it, and SmackDown lost all matches on Survivor Series.
I want to say that I love the fact that the crowd made it its business to make Raw the heels and SmackDown the faces.
Oh yeah.
You notice that they were definitely noticeably booing all of Raw. But what I really liked about Survivor Series, what was the fact that it kind of did. It's fun when you don't have any stakes. It is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, they have brand supremacy stakes. I just wish they had something like maybe the winner of the winning show has advantage at the Royal Rumble, or
I feel
they have a first ballot for like something at WrestleMania or something to that like.
So you know exactly what they should do.
What?
They should make it that whoever wins the Survivor Series has the first 15 entry picks to get their position.
They could do something like that. That's something simple. It's not something too huge that you can't really do, and they should do something like that. It's simple.
So I don't want to say that they don't have any stakes. I like that's definitely not what I mean. I like the fact that we get to see matches that we never thought we'll get to see.
It was a lot of dream matches.
Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. I liked AOP versus The Bar. I just want some build with it. I really liked what else happened during the Raw. It was the Raw one that was really, really good. I want to see Drew McIntyre versus Samoa Joe in a proper match, not a goddamn Claymore kicking.
Oh my god!
And the biggest thing coming out of here, everyone wants to see Ronda Charlotte too.
Yes.
Everyone wants to see it now. Not only that, we think we're gonna probably get to see Becky Ronda at Mania, and rumors are in the main event.
It might be Becky.
I need more of
and
that.
Charlotte.
I need more
Might
of
be a
that.
three-way.
Oh
Might
yeah,
end up being a
I like,
three-way.
I like that. I need more
See,
of that.
the thing is, how would they get either Ronda or Charlotte or Becky to the either show so they can face each other? Unless they just do, this is a brand, this is a blood feud now, so let's just have it.
Somebody can lose the title. Royal Rumble.
Vince is just gonna come out and say, "Fuck it."
No.
We're gonna have the first ever undisputed women's WWE champion.
Winner takes all. Yeah, winner takes all.
And they be on both brands.
Yeah, winner takes all. You just do it through both brands. Then somebody can lose it 2 weeks later or whatever.
Yeah.
The pay per view or
But
something
you gotta,
like that.
you gotta defend both
But yeah,
titles.
that'll be awesome.
One night.
That'll be awesome. It just winner takes all.
You gotta defend both
The
titles.
way the
every night.
storyline is going, it look like the storyline is gonna go. It look like this gonna be. Becky's gonna come back from injury. She's gonna get her match with Nia Jax at Royal Rumble. Then it might be Charlotte, Becky 2 maybe at the Rumble, maybe, I don't know. And then Becky, I mean not Charlotte, Becky, Charlotte, Ronda, Becky. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I definitely these 4 women are definitely gonna be intertwining in their storylines across brands, and I'm excited for that because now you have Raw versus SmackDown. Like you have to have Raw versus SmackDown go against each other. Right?
Yeah, well, tonight on Raw, she actually said
Somehow, some way.
she's gonna fight Nia Jax, and when she makes a tap, she's somehow, some way gonna make it back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Who knows? Charlotte's not champion right now. Charlotte might say, you know what, I'll jump ship to fight you.
Yeah, not yet. Ooh, good gosh. Put that match right back on. Do it right back. She threw it right to the turnbuckle.
But there's the Rumble's right around the corner. So there'll probably be big changes and big implications coming up in the Rumble. Maybe we'll see some show switches then, or let's see.
We'll see.
The easiest way is Charlotte wins the Rumble.
You know what? I kind of don't think that we need big. I don't think that we need a superstar shakeup or a draft. What's wrong with Charlotte showing up on Raw or Ronda just showing up on SmackDown?
Because
Ronda has
right now the
rights.
brands are split, and that's just the environment we're in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
unless they want to do show matches, and which I don't see a problem with, but then that'll
It doesn't have
take
to
away
be,
the brand split.
It doesn't have to be for everybody. It doesn't have, and it shouldn't be for everybody. Ronda Rousey has a legit reason to go over there and try to get her revenge on Charlotte. Charlotte whooped her ass. She whooped her ass every day of the week, twice on Sunday. So yeah, I don't think that I don't see a problem with Ronda just popping up on SmackDown. But we'll see how they'll handle it. We'll see how they'll handle it.
Yeah.
They bend their rules when they want to.
So anything for Survivor Series or Takeover that you would have changed, or
No, NXT.
I would have had NXT and NXT UK go against each other, as in my booking, as you can find in the previous episodes. It says.
we have fantasy booking.
Yes, we did.
So
Yeah, you just
check out
Shameless
that
plug,
Survivor
shameless
Series.
plug.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
more of that.
More
I
of
like
that.
that. More of
More
that.
of
So
And go check out our top 5.
check out
as
our
well.
Survivor Series fantasy booking. We also have top 5s coming out. But I think that's about it for tonight, right? We
So
wrapped
you
up Survivor Series.
So you think we're done, huh?
I think
You thought
we're
this
done.
whole episode was gonna go around. You thought it was gonna end. You thought it was gonna end without this happening. Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done
We're
yet.
going into overtime.
Do you know what happens? You know what happens when you have a really good manager,
The dream has no memory of that.
and then you take them. Imagine you had somebody come over, watch the Survivor Series for the first time, and they see Drake Maverick, he picked up by the Big Show, and you see him piss on himself, huh? What would it think? You know what? It looks stupid. You know what happens when I think it looks stupid, huh? You know what I think? You know what I think about that? And whoever booked it?
What?
You know what I think? Whoever booked that crap? You know what I think about them? You know what I think should happen to them? You know what I think is gonna happen to them? You know what's going to happen to them? You know what's gonna happen to them? You know what's gonna happen to them? Huh?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
Yeah,
Nah.
You don't know? You don't know what's gonna happen? Ken?
no
You don't know what's
idea.
gonna happen? Focus.
I'm asking.
You know what?
The dream has no memory of that.
I don't
Dream?
have a memory.
Oh, you don't have any memory of that? You don't know what's gonna happen? You know what? All of you.
Wow.
And he really put us on the list.
They just made the list.
That was legit.
You
That was the
misspelled
All of you
that.
just made the list.
He totally misspelled that.
Both of you just made the list twice.
Still misspelled
Three times. But before I put everybody on the list, before I just go out and just put random people on the list, you coughing? You know what? You know what? You know what happens when you cough? You know what happens when you cough in the middle of the podcast? Huh? You know what happens?
that. Anyways,
I think I make the list at least once or twice an episode.
Huh? AJ's mom? I hear you complaining about the list. You know what happens when you complain about the list? You know what? You made the list. But before I just keep putting everybody on the list.
wait. I gotta ask you guys a question.
What happened?
What are you guys doing on January 1st?
Kenny, take
Take
us
us
home.
home.